Hi, welcome to Yoga by Janelle. Today's class is going to be a class on flexibility. This class can be done by anyone at any level, but it's also a great class for a beginner. You're going to want to use your yoga mat, 1 or 2 blocks, and either a towel or some sort of a strap. We're going to go ahead and get started in Shavasana today. So we're going to go ahead and lie back on the ground. We're going to go ahead and take a few breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale it out. Inhale through your nose. Exhale it out. Place your left hand on your chest and your right hand on your abdomen. And just notice when you inhale how that belly wants to just balloon out and blow it out. Relax your jaw and relax that space between your eyelids. Allowing any thoughts that are racing through your mind, allow them to leave. Turn your focus inward to your breath. Inhale it in and exhale it out. Going to bring your arms down to your mat. Go ahead and open your eyes at this time. Bring your feet so that your feet are firmly planted on the ground and your knees are facing upward. We're going to start by bringing your knees up towards your chest. Go ahead and hold those knees. And we're just going to do a little bit of circles. Just starting to kind of massage that back a little bit. And reverse it to the other side. And we're going to bring those feet down. Go ahead and grab your yoga strap. And bring that right leg up. Take your strap or your towel, place it underneath of the bottom of your foot. Bringing that leg up into a nice hamstring stretch. And release it. We're going to go over to the other foot. And bring that one into a hamstring stretch. Make sure you're not letting your leg flail out to the side. Now you can also, in this stretch, bring your other leg down to the mat. Or you can leave it flexed just like I am. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale it out. Inhale it in, and exhale it out. We're going to bring that leg back down, folding your right leg over your left thigh. You can take your strap or your towel and thread it underneath if you need to, that left thigh. And we're going to pull into a figure 4 stretch, stretching out that glute. Inhale one more time. Exhale it out. And lower that down. Switching legs. You're going to bring that toe back so that it's facing the shin. Thread that glute through there. Pulling it back. Get a nice stretch on that glute. Two more breaths. Inhale it in. And we're going to drop that foot back down to the ground. We can go ahead and set our glutes to the side. And at this time, we're going to go ahead and we're going to come into seated position. Now that you're in your seated position, We're gonna go ahead, now we're gonna cross our legs and we're going to go and do a few breathing. You're gonna lift those arms up, exhale them down, inhale those arms up again. And on this next exhale, you're going to twist over and look over that right shoulder. Inhale it in, take a couple breaths. Return to center. We're going to inhale it up and exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale, look over the left arm. Looking over that left shoulder. A couple breaths. Inhale it in. Exhale it out. And return to center. We're going to switch the orientation of our legs. In yoga, you want to make sure that you are being symmetrical on both sides. You're going to inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. And we're going to exhale it, looking over that right shoulder again. Taking a couple of breaths. Turn it back to center. You're going to inhale it up. Exhale down. Inhale it up again. And exhale, looking over to that left shoulder. Keep that gaze over that left shoulder. And we're going to turn back to center again. We're going to go ahead this time, straighten those legs out. And we're going to come down into a forward fold. You can grab onto your ankles. You can grab onto your feet. Pulling yourself down, keeping that back straight. You don't want to round your back. Taking a few breaths. Inhale one more time. And we're going to come back up to sitting. We're going to lean over to our right side. You're going to take your right hand, kind of glide it down towards your top of your toes, bringing that left arm over, stretching it up to the top of the other hand. And we're going to take a nice side stretch. With each exhale, you can try to come into a little bit more stretch, but do not force it. And one more exhale. And we're going to come back up to center. Going to go over to your left leg. Same thing. Going to reach over top. And hold that stretch there. And I'm going to come back up to center. You're going to bring those legs into the center. You're going to take your arms down, running that left arm down the right leg. You're going to rotate that arm up towards the ceiling, looking over that right shoulder. And release that back down. Coming back up, you're going to glide that right arm down the left leg. You're going to lift up that left arm, gazing up over it, taking a few breaths. And release that too. Bring those feet together so that the soles of your feet are together. And a lot of people will refer to this as the butterfly pose. You can either sit straight here. If you need to modify with your blocks, you can place your blocks underneath of your thigh and your knees to help support those legs. I'm going to bring it here, get a nice little stretch. You can come forward, and you can also grab at your toes too. You can grab your ankles, or you can just push down through your elbows, getting a stretch in there. 2 more breaths. And exhale it out. Bring those legs back up to the center. We're going to bring your blocks up to the top of your mat with you. We're going to go ahead and roll over onto tabletop position, making sure to have those wrists stacked underneath of those elbows, hips stacked right above those knees. Draw those abdominal muscles in. We're going to take a few cat and cows. You're going to drop the abdominal muscles down. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, round that back out. Inhale, dropping it. Exhale, round that back. Inhale, drop that back again. And exhale, round it out. We're going to tuck those toes back. And we're going to push up into downward facing dog. We're going to walk those feet. And downward facing dog. Keep your fingertips spread apart. Draw those hips up and back. Floating those heels towards the ground. And we're going to come to stillness. Keep that head dropped. Looking at your toes. And chest pushing in towards your thigh. Hold it here for a couple breaths. One more inhale. And we're going to lift that leg. And we're going to walk it, bend it, walk it up towards the top of your mat. Step forward. You're going to inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale to your heart. We're going to go back through that one more time. You're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Make that a flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back into plank, coming down into cobra. Exhaling down into downward facing dog. You're going to lift that left leg up. Stepping that left leg forward into your crescent lunge. In crescent lunge, keep those abdominal muscles drawn in. Arms can be at your waist. Your arms can be up. We're going to take a few breaths. You're going to have a 90-degree angle in the front foot. Back heel is going to be lifted and driving backward. Leg extended. Keeping that knee tracking between the second and third toe. Going to bring that back knee down to the ground. Bring your blocks with you if you need them. Walk that back knee back. Flatten those toes down. You're going to lift up into that stretch. Bring those abdominals in. Keep your blocks handy if you need them for support. Arms can be lifted. Arms can be on your thigh. Arms can be on your blocks. Inhale it in and exhale. Inhale, exhale. I'm going to lower those blocks down. Shift your weight into the back leg. Walking or rocking that heel out to the front leg. You're going to lean into and get a nice stretch of that hamstring again. Keep those abdominal muscles drawn in. One more breath. Okay. You're going to come back into your high lunge. Lower those hands to the ground. Step back into downward facing dog. Now we're going to lift that right leg up. Look forward. You're going to step through into your high lunge again. Taking a few breaths here. Keeping that knee bent, tracking between the second and third toe. One more inhale. And taking your blocks, drop that back knee down, walk it back slightly, and we're going to lift into that stretch. Find your desired arm positioning. One more inhale, and exhale. We're going to push back into that back leg, straightening the front leg out, toes are facing up, getting a nice hamstring stretch here. Notice how your body feels, breathing into those sensations, but backing away to anything that is causing pain or discomfort. Going to lift back up again, bringing that leg back into a bent position. You're going to push up into your lunge. Bring those hands to the ground, step back into downward facing dog again. We're going to walk down into plank and drop those knees. We're going to take a couple more cat and cows. Inhale and exhale it out. And exhale it out. We're going to come into child's pose. Bring those toes together. Spread those knees apart. You're going to sit back into your heels of your feet. Walk those arms forward. Bring that head down and rest. Inhale it in and exhale it out. One more inhale and exhale out. We're going to lift that head up. And before you sit all the way up, you're going to walk those hands over to your left. You're going to get a lateral stretch, breathing into the right side of your body. And come back to center. You're going to carefully walk it out to your right side. Breathing into that left side of your body. One more breath. And walking it back to center. We're going to come back into tabletop. Tuck those toes, push back into downward facing dog. Gonna hold it here for just a moment. Take 2 breaths. And we're gonna walk or step forward. You're gonna lift into a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift, arms up. And exhale to heart center. Come to the center of your mat, and we're going to go into a little bit of forward fold. You want to walk those feet comfortably apart, a little bit further than hip width distance apart. You're going to hinge at your waist, leaning forward, keeping that back straight. And you're going to bring those hands down to the ground. Okay, we're going to go ahead and grab our block. We're going to place it behind us. We're going to push up into standing. We're going to start with some cactus arms. You're going to inhale it up and exhale, cactus arms down. Gaze up, inhale up, cactus arms down, exhale it out. Next inhale, you're gonna inhale it up, cactus arms down, and go into a squat. You're gonna step back, knees are gonna be behind your toes. Knees are tracking with your second and third toe. Inhale it up, cactus arm squat. One more time, inhale it up. And we're gonna go into yoga squat. If this is where you are today, please stay in this position. If you need to use your block, you're gonna get to where you're in position with your block. Lower it down so that you're seated on your block. Feet are to stay firmly rooted on the ground. Bring your hands to your heart center and hold it. Two more breaths. And bring those arms down. Bring it up. Let's move our blocks out the way. We're gonna come back. We're gonna go through our sun salutation. Inhale and lift. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands back, step back into plank. Lower down. Lift up into cobra. Exhale it into tabletop. We're going to take our last cat and cow. Two more. Inhale it out. And exhale down. Sit back into child's pose. Take 2 breaths here. Gonna lift up. Bring that left arm through where the right arm is at. Palm's gonna face up. And we're gonna set that head down onto the ground. Getting a little bit of stretch in that shoulder and upper body. And we're gonna unwind that. Straighten that arm back out. You're gonna go through the opposite side. If you need your block to set your head on, you can do so. If you need your block to set your head on, you can do so. Breathing into that left side of that body. And release that. We're going to come down onto our ground. And we're going to extend the left arm out so that your thumb is facing straight ahead, align with your shoulder. And we're going to lift that left leg up. You're going to rotate it back and placing it onto the ground, getting a nice stretch in that shoulder. I'm going to breathe into that. Going to do the same on the opposite side, extending that left arm out and rolling over onto having that left arm extended on the outside of your body. Breathing in. And we're going to roll back onto our stomachs. And we're going to push up into our tabletop. Coming down onto your left hip. Roll on, go ahead and lay down onto your backs. You're going to lift up those knees so they're facing the ceiling. Bring those hands firmly on the floor. We're going to go into bridge. We're going to go into bridge. Lift those hips up off the ground. Keep those abdominals tight. And lower it down, one vertebrae at a time. Lifting again. Lowering. And one more time, keeping those thighs wrapped around. And work into the inner thigh. Bring that left leg up, grab the outside of the thigh. Rotate to your right, extending the left arm out to the left, and your gaze is set to your left. bring it back to center. Release that down. I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. Rotating to your left, extending the right arm out to the side. And releasing it back to the center. Relax those legs down. Turn those palms up to face the ceiling. And we're going to take our last pose, which is Shavasana. I invite you to rest. Allow your body to melt into the ground. Notice how your body feels. Allowing your thoughts to return, but also letting go of anything that does not serve you any purpose at this point. Return to your normal breathing pattern and reflect on your practice today. You can bring movement back into your fingers and your toes. We're going to go ahead and find our way up to your seated position. Thank you for joining my class today. I hope you feel more flexible after this class. And if you do, please definitely leave me a comment below. Let me know how you enjoyed the class, if it benefited you, if you feel any relief of tightness or stiffness or pain. Again, everything you do on the mat, apply it to your daily life. You know, just like you have to find that flexibility on the mat, find your flexibility in life. All right, thank you so much. You all have such a blessed day.